pizzas, and Cadbury.
As we approach the weekend, you could say it's a hustle-bustle city. Las Vegas, Nevada, this time of day. Late Thursday afternoon going into the evening. We take a look at our starting lineups. The aforementioned Okori with Keeler, along with Rohasi, Thompson, and Kamen. Keep an eye on Kamen. He's sneaky good down there. Jasper Floyd will run the point for Honor Hupp in the backcourt. Eaglestaff, Laurent, and Oboha round out the starting fives for both teams. And let's go over to the third member of our broadcast team, the lovely and talented Allison Williams.
Hey there, Tim. For West Virginia head coach Ross Hodge and his suffocating Mountaineers defense, much of the attention and focus will be trying to slow down the ACC's leading scorer, Ebuka Okori. And he said the key is to make sure he is seeing bodies, making him play in tight spaces, and keeping him out of the middle. Now, they will play multiple guys on him during this game, but the main one will be Jasper Floyd. But Hodge said when you're playing a guy like Okori, one person is not going to get it done. He said he knows Okori will get his shots. They just have to make sure he is as inefficient as possible.
I got to tell you, I love this coaching matchup. You look at young Ross Hodge, he's only 45. Kyle Smith, now 56 years young. Both of them took a rather circuitous route to their locations as Division I coaches. Will develop that throughout the course of the evening. Should be a lot of fun. West Virginia will be in their home whites, trimmed in blue and gold. Stanford going with that chic black look with the crimson colors for the striping, and we are underway. The opening tap is controlled to the Mountaineers. Jasper Floyd runs the show. Our officiating crew, Tim Clockerty, Mike Littlewood, and Jason Garrett.
Well, early in this game, too, this West Virginia team is a very physical team. So how Stanford handles that is going to be very, very important to dictate the outcome of this game.
And the big fella gets involved early. Obioha. And Harlan Obioha's got a big body that they'll have to deal with inside.
You think so?
Yes, sir.
He's a big, but he's agile enough, light on his feet. So it'll be interesting to see if Stanford chooses to singly guard him or send a double team at him when he has it deep inside.
Three-pointer won't go for Thompson. Obioha had a huge game in that win over Kansas that West Virginia had. One of the pivotal wins for West Virginia in their route to their first season in the postseason for a while. And there is Laurent with a hoop and some harm, challenging Kamen.
I love the execution early by West Virginia. Both points already have been in the paint, but this is a dribble handoff, a two-sided, two-man pick and roll, empty corner. Now you just got to have to deliver this pass on time. Laurent did the rest. See if you can complete old-fashioned three-point play.
Wonderful start for the Mountaineers. Not quite a minute gone, and they're up 5-0. Okori is a very interesting young man. Plays like a type A competitor on the floor. Very laid back. Blends in with the rest of the guys off the floor. There he is off the bounce. Goes off the front iron this time, and here comes Honor the other way.
I can see how quickly he got the ball up, and may have got deflected that time on the shot by Eaglestaff. But you see how fast and quickly Huff can advance the ball up the court.
Well, Okori short with the first one, a little long with the second. Both were online, and he's got a green light. Eaglestaff, good dish. A little jump hook. I think he may have surprised Obioha that time.
Yeah, because he really didn't have the handle on it. Actually, he shot that pretty flat.
He did.
Oh, good defense that time by Floyd.
Well, 3 possessions, 3 jump shots. 1 in the lane and 2 outside for Okori. Brennan Laurent navigates his way to the goal, and he's rejected by Rohosi. End to end. And Ibuka hoping for a little harm and a foul to go with it.
That just shows you, too, maybe slight of frame, but Okori that time in transition said, listen, I'm not going to settle for a jump shot. I'm putting my head down and get to the basket. Beautiful block. I came in right there, and then that initiates the break. And with players like Corey and Huff, if you don't pick them up early, their pickup points, they'll break you down. And they'll make plays for themselves or collapse the defense and then kind of take care of their teammates.
Lorient being checked by Okori. Huff gonna run through screens, try to get open. And a little teardrop does not fall for DJ Thomas. Gammon's a pretty good passer out of the post and from up high. He was bothered that time by Lorient with the quick hands. West Virginia comes away with it.
Yeah, but Lorient did an excellent job of maintaining his verticality, not reaching down.
A quick trap coming from Stanford. And we've got a quick timeout. They'll make some reinforcements. Making their way in. Chance Moore, number 13 in white, coming in for the first time for West Virginia. Stanford will counter with number 15 in black. That's Oscar Hielte, an outstanding freshman from Belgium. That three ball goes off the heel for Lorient. West Virginia began 2 for 2. They've missed their last 5. Mountaineers are an outstanding defensive team. Number 6 nationally team defense.
You know what they do? They force teams to have to make tough twos. They're physical. Good block that time.
Hielte.
Yeah, Hielte with that, but they get into your body. There's the transition you need right there.
Yeah, he started it with a block. Why not run the floor?
Well, that's the second time Stanford has gotten a block and then has been able to really change that into transition. And that time, another layup. So defense providing some offensive opportunities for the Cardinals.
Morris Ugasuk is also on the deck for West Virginia, number 23 in white. Very athletic, rangy. Luka just unable to get the range just yet.
Well, you know, been off. You gotta get your timing right. It's easy to do it kind of when a cone is in front of you, but trying to get your timing back against these long athletic players.
Did he call bank?
Yeah, he did.
Thomas?
He did.
He called bank. And it's open late on this Thursday. 7-4 West
Well, you know
Virginia.
we're in Vegas. Banks don't close.
That's right.
They need to keep it open
There's
here.
no such thing as late.
That's right.
Benny Keeler runs that curl very well, number 5 in black. He's in the game now. And Thompson with a dump down.
Great defense that time by Floyd by cracking back, anticipating that pass coming inside to the post.
Yeah, Floyd, Lorient, these guys are very quick, outstanding defenders. The young coach of this team, Ross Hodge, he knows exactly the kind of player that he can win with. Has throughout his career. There's a runner. Oh, beautifully done. A little scoop to the hoop by Ugasuk.
I see what you did there, Ugasuk, that time. Able to show off some of that soft touch. And, you know, right now, points in the paint, 8-4 in favor of West Virginia. There's Okori right there showing off that athleticism.
It's a definition of a scorer, isn't it? Not just a shooter, a scorer.
But knowing how to get points, where your spots are on the floor.
That three ball does not fall from deep for Ugasuk. This is a Stanford team. They know their roles, very intelligent. This is the engine. Everybody knows it. All those guards lined up around the three-point line. Yeah, great defense. Just great defense. Shot clock was winding down. 3-on-2. Ugasuk lost it. He looked at the rim too soon.
You called it, Timmy B. He already looked up. Floyd now is open.
Yeah.
And for a 3, and that's one of the weaknesses for this Virginia team. Only shooting a little about 33%.
Yeah, he was looking for that dynamic highlight replay later in the evening.
Well, he was open. I mean,
Yes, he was.
You got to take that opportunity. Floyd shoots it at 37% from behind the three-point line, so you do want him to be able to look at the shot and take it when he's open.
Boy, these long rebounds are leading to breaks for West Virginia. There's another example of it. They've combined for 0 for 11 from downtown. And again, you want to get loose. You do have a little rust that you need to work off. We saw that last night in the early going.
Yeah, we did. It takes some time, especially from a deep shooting perspective, to get your legs back up underneath you.
Thompson.
Look at that tough defense that time. Look at this on the floor.
Yeah. Who wants it more? That's what we're finding out. And early on, they say defense travels. Guess what? West Virginia brought it down here, and they're making it happen and have the early advantage at the crowd. Field goals, as Jimmy mentioned in our open, since 2023, he's made 349 threes, most in the NCAA. That's a lot.
I know it's a lot.
That's Jimmy Jackson filling it up.
No, it is a lot more than that. But two things happen with this. Okay, when you get like that. One, the trust you got from your coach, Ross Hodge, knowing that he needs to put you in a position, open up the offense, and give you your freedom, but also the trust you get from your teammates. And it's not like Huff is just coming down jacking up shots. Playing off the ball at times allows him to work the second side, get some strategic advantages. That way he can go one-on-one and kind of do his thing offensively.
Pretty good communicator, too, don't you think?
Oh, well, yeah, I told him. Yeah, he talked. He said he wants to broadcast at one point. I said, hey, listen, young fella, take your time, play some more ball for a while. No, he was great to speak with, this afternoon. Knowing the finality that your career is coming to an end. It's something different right there. Look at that, beautiful.
What a pass. Rahosi made the one on the other end. That was a beautiful dish to Lorient from Honor Huff. And by the way, when I asked him about, because he could play overseas. He does not project as an NBA player. He knows that. When I asked him, Jimmy, I said, you want to get the most out of your legs before you start talking? And he said, I've thought about that, but you know what? In your business, you got to start pretty early, don't you? He already gets it. Oh, does he ever get it? Kyle Smith's team really has done a great job. He was the coach of the year at Washington State, second season at Stanford now, and off to a marvelous start with a 20-win season. Moments ago, our Allison Williams caught up with him.
Coach Smith, you talked about the importance of handling their physicality and toughness. How do you think you guys have done that?
We've done okay there. We just we haven't shot the ball very well. Looked like a team that had played 23 days. I told Ibuka to be aggressive. He took me at his word, maybe a little too sincerely. But it's great. I think we'll play through this.
Thank you, Kyle.
All right, thanks.
Touche. Yeah. You wanted me to be aggressive. Here we are. But right now, he's gotten some good shots. They come to expect that the legs and the timing are not going to be there. Right now, Stanford is 0 for 6 from the three-point line. This is a team that shoots at about 36%. So you figure water finds its level at some point as long as you're getting those quality shots in. Sometimes you just say, go one-on-one. Ibuka, Corey, put him in a situation where it's tough to help and let him do the rest. And he did just that on that possession.
Yeah, and he got Huff a foul, which never hurts. The opposing buckets getter picks up his first foul of the evening. His mom and dad went to Harvard. He was committed to Harvard. And then the opportunity presented itself to go to Stanford because Kyle had gotten a look at him and said, wow, this is a guy that would fit in nicely, particularly in the ACC, because Stanford had found a new home And boy, has it ever worked out.
Making Kyle look really smart right now.
He really
that
is.
assessment.
Yeah.
But how about having on your resume, yeah, you know, I thought about going to Harvard, but, I decided Stanford because I saw, I heard about the great Casey Jacobson playing there, that maybe I could get in there and do something special.
Now, listen, he's not far away. If he wins this game, gets to the semifinals, he's 49 points away from becoming the all-time leading scorer at Stanford. And, oh, by the way, it's not Casey Jacobson, so I'll give you a little...
You mean as a freshman?
Yeah. So, think about it. 49 points, all-time scorer as a freshman.
Right.
Who do you think it is? It's not Casey.
No, I have no idea.
You'll remember the name when I tell you. You will. Adam Keefe.
But you know what's funny? I played with Adam. This tough shot right there.
Yeah.
Look at that defensive recovery.
Woo! That was beautiful by Laurie.
I had the pleasure of playing with Adam Keefe, Pan Am USA basketball team in 1991 in Cuba. And Adam Keefe was a heck of a volleyball player.
Yes, he was. Sure was.
Big red.
Lorient can't get it to go. I got to call his games also when he was in Atlanta with Lenny Wilkins.
Oh.
Beautiful move, but everything but the finish. Luka just jetted there, and here's Honor Huff on the other end.
Huff did a good job that time trying to navigate and see if he could get something early. But Stanford kind of got back loaded up, took away the kind of driving lanes for Huff.
Carried it. It's not necessarily a call you see often, but Mike Wood was absolutely spot on. He did carry the basketball. The last time Stanford was in the NCAA tournament and made it all the way to the Final Four and went on to win it was 1998. Mike Montgomery coaching, and of course Cal coach currently, and now in the ACC. Mark Madsen was on that team, Arthur Lee, many others. There's a nice move inside on the post up by Rahosi.
I like that. Rahosi took his time by posting up a little bit higher on the block. That gave him ample room when he wanted to make that spin move to the baseline. Little 2-3 zone here.
Yep.
Deployed by Kyle Smith and straight line drive, but there's Hosi right there.
I may have misspoke. I should have said made it to the Final Four, won the regional finals, and were knocked out in the Final Four. It was Kentucky that won it that year. Of course, Rick Majerus had Utah. Tough pass, indeed. Quick outlet. Here comes Floyd.
Look how quickly they're finding and getting the Huff. I mean, now, you know Stanford players are extremely intelligent, okay? So the scouting reporters, wherever Huff is at, get there as soon as you can. They've been able to minimize his effectiveness. 0 for 1 right now for Huff in this game.
Jeremy Dent-Smith is coming to the game to operate at the point for the time being, number 25 in black. There's the dump. Now, this guy's been effective. Rahosi's been very effective. Attracts attention, though. Passing out of the post to a wide open Kamen. And Aiden Kamen hits the first 3 ball for the Stanford Cardinal.
The zone, the middle and short corners.
Eagle step.
Or deep on the right wing where Eagle Staff doesn't have to dribble, just square those shoulders up, show off that beautiful form and knock in a deep 3.
By the way, if you had Eagle Staff hitting a 3 and Kamen hitting the first 3 for Stanford, you won the lottery. With these 2 guards still looking for their first 3 ball. How about Stanford legends? Brevin Knight. Our own Casey Jacobson never saw a shot he didn't like. And Brooke Lopez. So many for so long in the land of the big tree. When Coach DeVries left for Indiana, what a great hire it was to bring in the North Texas young gun, now in his first season at West Virginia. Ross Hodge has been the answer, no doubt about it. And moments ago, he spoke with our Allison Williams.
Coach Hodge, they've clearly made it a priority to take Huff away. How have you all had to counter?
Yeah, I think just got to keep making simple plays. Honor's done a good job of getting the ball out of his hands. When we've driven the ball, just got to make a little bit better rim decisions. We're trying to shoot it over length, but all in all, we'll settle in, and I think our activity level's been good on defense, and got to convert a little more when we get in the open floor.
Thank you so much. Tim?
Well, the simple play, just break down the defense, get caught in rotation, and it's a point, another point in the paint. Let me tell you something. Got a chance to sit and talk to Ross Hodge.
Yeah.
A huge fan. One, he grew up in the Dallas area.
Yeah.
So you remember when I played for the Mavericks. But his coaching pedigree, just beautiful inside passing once again by West Virginia. But what I wanted to say was, for him coaching at North Texas, assistant coach, Arkansas State, JUCO, who better is equipped in today's world of basketball and college with the changing of rosters than a young man like that who's kind of been there, done that every year in those smaller divisional schools.
Right, we talked about that last night, and I couldn't agree with you more. On the flip side, Kyle Smith had a very similar route, and he's 11 years older than Ross. And by the way, DeVries left some size 22s for him to step in. I mean, he really did. Did a heck of a job there.
Well, but the short stint didn't allow years of trying to unroot something.
That's right.
So it kind of, you step into it, but it was only for a short period of time. So Hodge can really put his imprint, I think, a lot quicker on the program as a result of that.
Well, Lorient made that last bucket for West Virginia, and they are really getting the job done on this end of the floor. Lorient has 7 to lead the Mountaineers. Clock down to 2. Stressful shot. Oh, and he banged it home. Benny Geeler from way downtown.
Yeah, Geeler, no problem. Now, listen, and for 29 seconds, it was outstanding.
It was.
Mountaineers defense. I mean, it seemed like it was 6 players in white jerseys, but Geeler, sometimes you catch, you shoot, you let it go. And that time it was money for the Cardinals.
Eagle staff, one more time. He's hit 2.
I like this trophy.
Yeah, he's smiling from ear to ear as he goes back to the other end. North Dakota transfer. Beautiful blow by. You talk about quicker than a hiccup. Abuka Okori.
Yeah, but Coach Hodge couldn't be more upset with his defense because you make a 3 and then immediately you give up a layup. And that's something that's a no-no. Sometimes old post-up play, and then figure out how to open some passing lanes, and it's about delivering the ball on time, on target, just like this, so your teammate can kind of run into their shot. West Virginia doing an excellent job in their interior passing, right now. 3 early assists.
Well, Jim, they've lathered up. The teams have combined for 9 for 9 shooting in just the last couple of minutes. So they're more in the flow offensively. Floyd, oh, beautiful. Oh, using the window pane. Killing it softly, Roberta Flack. Ring of beauty.
Well, you know how it is, Timmy B, like at the beginning of the season, even though we've done this a lot, you got to kind of reorient yourself with what you do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you this last play real quick. Watch Floyd. He's going to use Okori's strength against him. Watch it bump. And then as soon as Okori was going to lean into him, that's when he spent on the baseline. Right there. That's just a heads-up play by the senior guard.
People that know me well would tell you that one of the reasons I adjust after long layoffs in the spring and summer, I talk a lot then too. Some of my golfing buddies would probably tell you that.
I'd love to hear those stories.
Yeah, I bet you would. That foul will go against Lorient, his first.
It's like Tim is still talking. He's still going. He's still going. But you get back in it. We've done this for a long time.
We have.
And we have certain routines and way we do things. But it seems like that first broadcast, you're kind of trying to reorient yourself back to everything, and it takes a minute to get back in the rhythm.
Oh, there's no question.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful offensive rebound.
Big time. Yep. Everything but the finish.
Yep.
Tell you what, those scramble situations, West Virginia wins most of them.
this too. West Virginia, one possession lead here in Huff. Hasn't been able to find his way. Still 0 for 1. Whoa, right now.
How about that? Right on cue.
Yeah.
He must have heard you.
Yeah, we did. But you know what, too? I always say this, too, Timmy B, is that when you're a high-volume player, you don't need to force your shots. The ball is going to be in your hand. You're going to have plenty of opportunities, whether it's in the first half or second half, to kind of get your rhythm. And Huff patient right here, a little hesitation, reading the defense. Gieler kind of thought somebody else was going to come to help, and because Huff didn't discontinue his dribble, he was able to get a much-needed layup.
Oh, wow. Wow. Little contact there. He went right into the chest of Obiaha. And he'll pick up the foul as a result. And Abuka Okori will get to the line.
Well, watch this. He protects the ball, leads with his legs, knowing the contact is going to come sooner. And by doing that, he's still able to get the shot up. Didn't make the three-point play, but that just shows you talking about knowing how to score. In those situations, knowing how to get the shot up is as important as if it goes in or not.
You know, in a lot of ways, Jim, when you think about it, great players don't always come from programs, high school, that get you high regards, where you make a 4 or 5 star. He was a lightly regarded player, and boy, oh boy, did he shoot up the ladder on the basis of his performance in the ACC this year.
No, where did Earl the Pearl go to school?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's littered with that, where sometimes the talented player blossoms at a different point of their career, and then it just opens it up for them in the NBA because of the style of play.
Well, he just found an opening and didn't force it at all. That was beautiful on his part.
Well, I told you, he'll find his rhythm. And that time, what he does an excellent job of, Tim, is he doesn't give up his dribble quick, which allows him to probe and find some openings.
Really a clean game. Very little fouling.
Wow.
Beautiful rejection by Hielte. We've had 5 total fouls, 5 total turnovers.
Well, the tree is like, hey, I'm still trying to find my rhythm, too. Hanging out a little late last night in Las Vegas.
I'm glad you did. Coming up on the T-Mobile halftime, we'll send you to Mike Hill, Casey Jacobson, LaFonso Ellis, all in Los Angeles. A look back at the opening night of the Crown and discuss Greg McDermott's final act here at this postseason tournament. We're proudly bringing you on Fox. And let's look at some points in the paint.
But it's beautiful execution here. 2-man game. You occupy the defense with your eyes, and now you're able to slide in a nice pass. DJ Thompson gets 2 feet in the paint. A little fake spin to the right, and then Huff splitting the defense. And, of course, all eyes are going to be on him. Lorient playing peekaboo there on the baseline, able to slide in right behind the Cardinal defense. And you see it, West Virginia. It's in the 13 made field goals in the paint. Like I said, when you're not a high-volume three-point shooting team, shoot it at 32%, make less than 10 a game, you find other ways to score and be effective, whether that's in transition off your defense or half court like this. A beautiful out-of-bounds
Big time
play, out-of-timeout play.
Magnificent.
Another paint point.
Lorient up to 9 now and counting. Lead the way for West Virginia. They're up 8, 31-23. They have brought, in this game so far, Jim, Big 12 tenacity on the defensive end, wouldn't you say?
Oh, well, that's just who they are.
Oh, man.
That's who they are. I mean, Jalen Thompson, that was 6'7" sophomore, beautiful. But that's who they are. That's who they always been. Now, you'll sprinkle in, I think with Ross Hodge, he'll get some more shooting around this team as he digs into the portal and gets some, high school players that can play and he can develop. So you'll see a little change, I think, offensively, the longer he's at the helm, at West Virginia.
More perimeter shooting.
Yes.
Another quality big.
Yep, that's what it is. Yep.
Nice little runner with the left hand, and it's 33-25.
But you need that kind of combination to fight and claw in the rugged Big 12. But
no doubt about it.
You can't just pound and beat your way the whole season, you'll wear yourself out, so you got to add some perimeter scoring to that.
I know his boss is proud of him. His former boss, Grant McCaslin of Texas Tech. He assisted him early on in his career, and Ibuka, he can't believe there was no whistle there. He was waiting for one. Felt like he got hit in the forehead there. 33-27. West Virginia's now scored on their last 9 possessions.
Well, in Ibuka Okore's defense, he did get hit, but this is a crew yesterday, officiating crew, that didn't call it tight. They allowed some physical contact.
Absolutely.
So, and they're consistent with that today on both ends of the court. So as players, that's when you have to make an adjustment.
Loose ball. Nearly taken away by Floyd. Look at that, just all over the deck, Connor Huff. Great pass from Donovan Young. Got it right into Heelte's hands. And the Belgian freshman puts it through. 33-29. There's some empty shots from downtown early, and Jim, it is really picked up. Pace of play is fantastic. Time the extra pass was almost in no man's land.
They got tipped that time by some active hands by Stanford.
From the corner, the iron unkind to Chance Moore. Okori. Oh, that was a beautiful pass. But it goes awry. Thompson lost it out of bounds.
Well, how about this? The beautiful pick-to-picker, screen-to-screener. Lorian got the dunk, but 2 things here. One, didn't communicate on the back screen. I'm sure that was supposed to be a switch, and that has to be on the defender whose man is setting the screen. And Lorian's like, I love these. Got an easy basket.
I'm really impressed with Honor Huff and his patience with his own game, his team approach, because he knew he was getting doubled.
Well, he's been through it the whole year.
Yeah.
I mean, the last couple of years, you know. A beautiful.
Oh, my! Hammer time! Raindrops from BJ and slams from DJ. That was something. He got his man airborne, Jimmy, and took off.
Well, here's the thing. You got to know your scouting report. No, seriously, shoots 27% from 3, so you want him to take that shot. Okay? Rahosi, you got to know that. Stay on the ground. But because you compromised yourself, then you compromised the defense because you had no backside help. And DJ Thomas, the young freshman from Allen, Texas, did the rest.
Whew. Mountaineers have 5 layups and 3 dunks in this first half. Ross Hodge graduated from Texas A&M Commerce. 2003. You think about his performance as an assistant and head coach and where he is now. Right place, right time. Ren Baker, the young AD, did a marvelous job in finding him. And 2.1 left after that. That ball was deflected. We're going to get an overrule here. Possible overrule.
I thought actually Thompson may have gotten hit on the elbow when he shot that, but the official didn't call it, so it stays Mountaineers basketball.
We touched on this last night, but Jason Garrettson is the son of the NBA legendary official, Ron Garrison. From midcourt, not to be for Floyd, and we're at the intermission. I was entertained. How about you, partner?
Well, it took a minute, but both teams, what I loved about it, both teams played hard. Shots didn't go down early for Stanford. They stayed with it. I thought the game plan by West Virginia to pound the paint paid huge dividends there in the first half.
Allison, along with her partner, a future commentator. Take it away.
Exactly. Honor, first of all, I got to ask you guys just about finding your rhythm. You can get up all the shots in the world in a gym, but when you haven't played in 3 weeks, what is that like?
You just got to let the game come to you. I mean, we've been practicing against each other again for like 3 weeks. It feels like the summer before we play a real team. So just letting the game come to us and, you know, bringing all the practice into fruition.
All right, Tim mentioned it. You're looking to take Jim Jackson's job someday, so break it down for me. Analyze what we should expect in the second half.
I expect Honor Huff to be a little bit more aggressive. He was letting the game cuss him a little bit. Got to do a better job on Corey, not fouling him. Obviously, he's a great player, but just letting the game keep coming to us and making the simple plays. I think we did a great job not turning the ball over and making the right plays. So if we continue that, we should be okay in the second half.
Watch out, Jimmy.
He took the headsets off. He didn't want to hear it. That insecurity of broadcasters, what can I tell you? Coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Los Angeles, but we'll return to Las Vegas for a moment right after this.
Welcome to the T-Mobile Halftime Show. You're looking at T-Mobile Arena, where the crown will shift to for semifinal action and finals action this weekend. Inside our Los Angeles studios, Mike Hill with Casey Jacobson and LaFonso Ellis. We will get you back out for the second half between Stanford and West Virginia in Vegas very shortly. But first, we got to get you caught up on last night's action at the Crown with our halftime highlights sponsored by T-Mobile. In the first game, we saw Oklahoma taking on an undermanned Colorado team, but they had Barrington Hargis.
Tough lefty drive. He had 31 points. He did all he could. This game goes into overtime, but I think we all agree that Oklahoma is the favorite. They're a favorite for a reason. They're one of the oldest teams, if not the oldest team in this tournament.
Tay Davis with 19 points. Sooners move on to the semifinals, where they will face Baylor, who took on Minnesota, and, of course, one of the best sophomores out there, Cameron Carr.
Yeah, this is Cameron Carr throwing that one down. Elite athlete, and this is a Baylor team that struggled early just shooting threes, but then they start to really attack that zone and get out in transition and finish.
Carr had 15 in the 67-48 win as they advance once again. Sooners and Bears in one semifinal on Saturday, and then, of course, the other semifinal to be determined. Stanford West Virginia winner will face the Rutgers Creighton winner. Be sure to catch the last quarterfinal matchup from the Crown tonight as Rutgers takes on Creighton. That's at 10:30 Eastern on FS1. Let's talk about some determining factors in this one. Greg McDermott, of course, announced his retirement after 16 years, trying to keep his run going tonight and try and get that Crown championship this weekend.
Yeah, I like Creighton in this one. I think the three-point line is something that I have my eye on. You guys know how much I love threes.
Really?
Yeah. But this is a Rutgers team that really, the three-point shot is not a part of their normal arsenal. They only average making 6.5 threes a game. Only 28% of their total points scored this year have been from the three-point line. That ranks 261st in the country. Meanwhile, Creighton's like the exact opposite, right? They love to shoot it from deep. Josh Dix is certainly at the head of the class there. But I think Austin Swartz, who's not playing in this game because of an injury, he leads them. 64 made threes on the season. So will somebody else step up like an Isaac Trout, a forward who can step out and shoot?
Yeah, great point. And this is a Rutgers team that lost 7 straight games, but then all of a sudden they won 5 of 9. And during that surge, the one thing that changed is they really started to emphasize pushing out in transition, looking for early opportunities, because this is a team that really struggles in the half court. Tariq Francis doing that 5-game streak, 22 points a game, shooting a blistering 48% from 3. He's going to have to do that. And then defensively, man, Creighton runs a lot of middle ball screen. Their ball screen defense in the middle of the floor is going to have to be on point to have any chance of beating Creighton tonight.
Yeah, Rutgers doesn't score a lot. Their only double-digit scorer is Tariq Francis, but this is a guy that can carry a team on his own shoulders and take them to the glory land. We'll see what happens tonight in the second game of our doubleheader tonight. That's all for now. Second half between Stanford and West Virginia is coming up.
Yet another entertaining afternoon and evening in Las Vegas. Quarterfinal round underway, 35-29 West Virginia. And let's take a look at the first half numbers. And West Virginia got some shots at point-blank range, and that helped them in their shooting percentages. Both teams struggled a little from the three-point line, so it was let's search for points inside the paint. West Virginia did a little bit better job there, hence the lead. But Jimmy, I got to tell you, I'm really impressed by both the guards, even though I'm sure Okori's thinking, gosh, I could have done more. The truth of the matter is each took what they could given the circumstances.
And they didn't force the situation or mismanage opportunities and put their teams in positions where it compromised what they wanted to do. And so Okori kind of figured out. You said early in the game, missed a couple early jump shots, didn't find his rhythm. But once he kind of settled in, this is what he can do. It's 2, 3, 4 sets of eyes on him, and he's able to see through the defense, make plays, put his teammates in a position where they can be successful. And then when you don't get back and set your defense, he can blow right by you and finish as well as anybody at the rim. At that first half, listen, 4 for 9, 11 points, knocked in 3 free throws, dropped off 2 assists.
Here's Allison Williams.
Well, chatted with Kyle Smith for Stanford at the half, and he said what you guys did. Offensively, they started to settle in as the half went on. The problem was, once they started to make some baskets, the defense eroded. He said our interior defense was just not good enough, giving up the 24 paint points. And he was, though, concerned about that size and physicality advantage inside for West Virginia, but really proud of the way his team hung with them on the boards. He said the thing is, though, when we've had some of those second chance opportunities, we've squandered. He said they're so good inside. We actually need to look to kick it out when we come down with the boards.
We haven't mentioned this about his past, Kyle Smith, that he is an extension of Randy Bennett. And those two sort of came up together, helped each other find some opportunities, and for a period of time, he assisted. And of course, he was talking about, well, Randy at 63, I think I'll take a shot at Arizona State. So he's making his move. But Kyle Smith, when you think about it, is the perfect coach for a team and a program like Stanford, given where he's been. He coached in the Ivy League at one time, and he really does have a professorial, but I think entertaining look at this game.
Well, he does, and the challenge that he faces, tough pass right there, is playing in the transfer portal.
Right.
It's different for Stanford because of the academic standards. So you just can't go out and pay a player and get them. They have to be able to be accepted in the university. So what Kyle Smith has to do is kind of figure out that line, but he's kind of old school. Let me go develop some freshmen that can get into this program academically, and we can grow them systematically. So his approach is a lot different than what we see from mainstream college athletics because of those academic standards.
Hosey picked up that foul. West Virginia keeps it. Here goes Huff. And when he gets into the lane, something good happens. Either he scores or he finds one that can. And this time, Lorient is the recipient. 37-29. He leads all scorers with 11.
I tell you, Lorient is doing, this is probably over the course of the year, figuring out when to cut when Huff has the ball. And a couple of times he's found himself right at the basket because of Huff's gravity. Oh, man.
After all that dribbling, I would say to you that Obioha would have none of it.
Well, watch this. Huff splits the defense, the look-away pass. And that time, Cam in that time had his eyes on Huff. That just opened it up for Lorient, and big fella, Obioha, get that out of here.
Ibuka, Okori can't get it to go. Nice work by Thompson on the offensive glass. Keeler. Benny Keeler's hit a couple. Shot that one up all the way from Palos Verdes Estates, California, where he's from.
Keeler puts some air under his shot.
He does.
He puts it in the air. But it allows you, too, to have some good misses, what I mean, soft touch. So an opportunity for offensive rebound.
Thompson gets the foul, his first. We're not going to be talking too much about foul difficulty because there were very few fouls called on either team in the first half. And now at the line, Eaglestaff, who hit a couple of threes in the first half. He had 23 at Arizona State in late January, so he can go big from deep. Only Division I player with multiple 40-point games a year ago.
Yeah, that's when, he was at North Dakota.
Yeah.
From 2022 to 25, so
throw up a couple of 40 burgers, that'll get you some attention.
Yeah, well, you shoot 64% from the field, too. That puts you high on the scouting report. Wow.
Tell you, big fella, I can't drive, but I'll wear 55, has been the leader of rejection row, Obioha.
What? 2 hands in the back, but Obioha had to help with the pick and roll and then get back to the roller. Yep. Just about probably a half a second, a little bit too. See that left hand and arm on the shoulder that time.
He's talking to Tim Clougherty about it, too. He becomes the first player in foul difficulty with 2. I don't know that I've ever said that a little more than 90 seconds into a second half. A.J. Rohosi at the free throw line.
Rohosi had a really good, impactful first half. A couple post-up moves inside. Got some tough baskets when Stanford kind of was struggling to find their offense.
Eagle staff fouled by Thompson. That's 2 trips and 2 fouls on Thompson. So he joins Obi Oha with 2. And Eagle staff will get back to the free throw line.
Here's an Eagle staff turning to the line to shoot 2.
I know feels good for him to kind of get back on the court. Kind of struggled with his shot since February. He's shooting like 23% from the three-point line. And
especially when you know it's there, you know you can shoot it.
Yeah.
Well, then all of a sudden it's not falling and you begin to lose confidence.
Yeah, well, he's a senior, and this is his last hurrah. So for him, being able to play and play well and kind of have a better memory of how it ends for him could be key for him, you know,
no doubt.
Mentally.
No doubt.
Which is a benefit of playing in this tournament. You can shake some of those old demons a little bit.
No doubt about it. Burn those tapes and play the one that you played well in. And that was a smooth, veteran, savvy move by Okori. Induced that foul. Jasper Floyd gets his first.
You see a lot of guards do this, kind of get their opponent right, come to that stop. That time able to get a Floyd up in the air to pick up that foul.
Great pass off that drive. Unable to convert. That's Ugarwal, Ryan Ugarwal, number 11, taking that 3 ball. That was a beautiful pass by Okori.
Ugarwal that time spotted up in the corner, didn't get any minutes in that first half.
Off looking to get past the taller Rohosi and can't, and turned it over. Great defensive play. The deflection turns into a turnover. You can tell that what Allison's report was about defense and having that defense get back in gear out of the intermission. Stanford playing with much more tenacity on the defensive end right now. The lead remains 8, however. Yeah, Okori was trying to say I didn't touch it, but he did. And it belongs to West Virginia. Obi Oha leaves the game, and DJ Thomas checks in.
You know what I love about this, watching these young men who really want to come out and compete. And some other pundits may say, well, what are you playing for? What does it mean? It means so much more to these teams who chose to participate postseason in this. And tough shot, but there's Laureate.
Yeah. He did get it on the rim. How about this one? Look at that work on the offensive glass, and then it's stolen away. Great job by Hammond. Aiden Hammond knocked it away. And now Okori, yes, and a foul.
And that's just masterful in how he negotiated this. Watch, he's going to push it quick, bring it back out, and then blow by Floyd, avoid DJ Thomas just enough to get contact and watch the concentration and finish it. It's funny how when you're a freshman, things tend to move fast. But as you play and grow, the game slows down and you see it differently. And right there, you just kind of got a glimpse from Okori how the game slows down and how he controls it.
Well, Our guys in the studio brought this up before we came on the air. The 13 scouts were on hand to take a look, particularly at Ebuka Okori.
Right.
And I think that's one of the challenges, going back to your point about Kyle Smith. His job, if Okori cannot reach that plateau that he needs for a guaranteed contract, maybe say mid-first round, you have a chance, if you're him, if you're Ebuka, you've got a chance to make as much, if not more, if you're retained at Stanford. And that's part of the job that he's got, Smith, as a head coach, along with the people that are advising Ebuka. That's what will be at hand for them when the crown is over.
No, it is. You get an evaluation of where you're projected to go. You evaluate that based on your earning potential if you stay in school at Stanford. And think about this, and I picked up the file, and we'll come back to this, but the 2027 draft is not as deep
Exactly.
as this one is in 26.
You were reading my mind, Jimmy Jackson. You were clairvoyant as usual.
It's called me Nostradamus, man. That's all it is.
Preach on, my man.
Right.
Preach on. The logo. That's his name at the next level, the logo. He was the greatest to ever don a West Virginia uniform, Jerry West. His contributions even after playing were immense. And that's his son, Johnny, and their daughter. And oh, by the way, his wife is Michelle Wee, the great golfer that everyone remembers, and a Stanford grad. So we've got a house divided here at
West Virginia,
yeah,
that's right.
How about that?
Well, you know who always wins, right? It's the wife. I don't care what happens. In that right there. So,
yeah,
forget that one, buddy.
Look at that. The U.S. Women's Open champion in 2014.
I wonder, does she give her husband tips? Listen, you got to get your hips through, stay down, keep your head still.
You know, Michelle came along at a time, and I was doing radio at that time, as you know, and one of the major conversation pieces all throughout the country at that time was women playing in men's tournaments. And that's true. And she had the length off the tee box to do that. And gave it a try a couple of times. And frankly, I thought got a lot of blowback when she didn't deserve it. You see the tangle underneath? It's going to go out of bounds and belong to the Mountaineers. But boy, what a talented, tremendously talented lady she was, and I'm sure remains. Would you like to have her in a double Nassau on your team, a foursome on a Monday? That'd be nice.
Well, the problem is she wouldn't want to have me as her partner. That's the problem.
Oh, my. Chance Moore. Double hand slam jam. That was big time. Mountaineers by 6. 4 big-time dunks for West Virginia.
Right, let's not bury the lead here. If you go back to honoring Jerry West, I had the opportunity to work with Jerry before he passed with the LA Clippers.
Yeah.
And just sit. It was 2 years ago. We were at training camp in Hawaii. I got a chance to be with Jerry and just pick his brain. I mean, unbelievable assessor of talent.
Yeah.
More importantly, assessor of people.
No question. And those seeds for success were sown in his days in Morgantown.
Yep.
Talked about it often. I got to know him very well through the years as well. Huff is fouled. I mean, relentlessly attacking the 10 there.
This is those that know Mr. West know this. Out of all the successes, it's the defeats, it's the failures that just ate at him throughout his life.
Sure did. Yep.
He could not shake, and he said it the year that he won the most valuable player in the NBA championship, even though they lost, how much he didn't deserve it.
It's a 72 season.
Yeah, how much he didn't deserve it, you know?
And this was after, you think about it, Jim, I could name every starting player in the NBA at that time as a kid. I could. Jack Twyman was calling the games, along with Chris Schenkel back in those days on ABC, and it was this was before Happy Hairston. It was Elgin Baylor.
Oh, yeah.
All part of that team. Elgin never got that title. He was gone. Happy joined them when they finally got a championship.
Was Wilt on that team?
Yes.
What year Wilt, when Wilt got there, Chamberlain?
Wilt came while Elgin was still there, but they didn't get the title until Hairston moved in for Baylor. That's right.
Watch this. Watch this.
Stays with it again. How about that for stick-to-itiveness? Man, oh man.
Well, but Okori goes, when he penetrates, he knows, especially going against bigs, that he's prepping for that contact. And he being a little quicker off the jump, able to get that offensive rebound and put that up wide open. And able to knock it in. Wow.
Beautiful move again. I tell you, you really can't get the entire story on Ibuka, maybe on television, that you can when you're here where we are. The things he's doing on the floor with the ball, absolutely amazing.
Well, Virginia wanted to put him in some tight spaces to operate, but he's done that successfully, very successfully, where he feels comfortable with that beautiful pass.
Oh, that could have been a marvelous, and he wanted that one to go for Jeremy Dent Smith as much as it would if he had shot it. That was a great pass. 45-41. He's playing in a different gear right now. Okori. Look out. He's going to beat. Get out of my way. And he's rejected. Lorient makes the move.
I tell you what, but Lorient gets the block, but it's because Chance Moore sprinted back. He slowed Okori down enough to allow Lorient to come in from the backside and get the block. That's just excellent transition defense.
Yeah, no question. That's the last 8 points for Stanford.
Yeah, Okori.
Belong to Okori.
But like I said, just like Huff, high volume, high usage player, you're going to get your looks. You just have to stay patient. Don't force it. The ball will gravitate back towards your way.
Casper Floyd in that backcourt now. Huff getting a blow. Ugasuk is out there, number 23 in white. Floyd with a spinner. Oh, great follow. Chance Moore. Brookhaven, Georgia. Stops at Arkansas, Missouri State, and St. Bonaventure before coming to West Virginia. Ibuka Okori again. Nice little jump stop. He is in rhythm now. 47-43. This is beginning to remind me a little bit of our opener last night. Very competitive.
Yeah, 1, 2 possession game, 3 possession game. Teams are kind of keeping it close. I love the flow. The officials are allowing the players to kind of dictate how this game is going to be called.
That 3 ball is off the heel. And a little tie-up. Obioha, I think, may be guilty of an over-the-back. No, they actually will tag the foul on Stanford. Little push-off, little discard. We got a timeout.
But immediately when I saw him, I said, "You change your mind yet? Are you sure you want to?" You can't go yet, but just gave him a big hug and thanked him for allowing me to be a part of some special moments with that program.
Ditto.
And let him know how much he'll be truly missed among us. Had the great pleasure of covering him over these years.
Okori is beginning to really heat up. 47-46.
Well, I think the second half here, 5 for 8, 13 points. So he's not beginning, partner.
No.
He's on his way to doing something maybe special here in the last 11 minutes.
Eagle staff can't get it to go. Follow. Oh, high arching off the window with an iron kind. And it's a 3-point Mountaineer lead. Okori with the last 13 Stanford points. A turnover here. Eagle staff's got it. Numbers 3 on 2. They'll take it all the way. There's the follow.
Goaltending.
Nope, they did get a goaltend. Yeah. So the follow won't count. Probably a good thing because there may have been a foul on the goaltending. So Eagle staff will be credited with the deuce.
The pass a little bit behind Hilte, and Eaglestaff did an outstanding job of avoiding the strip. I mean, the strip attempt by Corey. One of the few mistakes passes-wise that Corey kind of left on the table.
Agarwal, 11 on the floor. Hammond has had his moments. He passes it well, whether up high or down low. Here he is posting up against Eaglestaff. Smooth, very nice.
Hammond that time knew he had the size advantage. Nice little soft lefty there in the lane. Stanford pulling us back to a one-possession game.
Huff finally gives it up under 10 to shoot. Eaglestaff. Not an advisable shot, and he tries to make up for it, as does Floyd, and there'll be a foul on the other end.
Yeah, but Agarwal, really disciplined in his defense that time, making Eaglestaff throw that out. Watch this. Okay, where's the big? Is it double coming? No. Well, okay, let me get to my spot. Get right to the middle. See how he just eyes to his right, whether Oha was coming or not. When he didn't, that's when he made his move.
Corey again.
I thought Corey got hit too on his left arm going up, but that just shows you the strength too that this young man possesses.
The dexterity in his game too, the running banker, teardrop, the entire repertoire offensively on display.
Corey up to 26 points right now. Like I said, plenty of time. You get this game to get a 30-plus piece.
You get the feeling that Ross Hodge is over there a little bit concerned with his guards maybe trying to keep up and with Okori's pace.
But here's the thing: is not you don't guard Okori just with a single individual. It's team defense that has to support that individual who's guarding him. And right now, Okori's able to get by not just his individual matchup, but before the defense is able to plug those gaps and those holes in the defense.
Well, I mentioned a foul-free first half. It has not been a foul-free second half. And now, Obi-Oha is up to 4. So, foul difficulty is now very much a factor, particularly in a close game, if we go, as we did last night, into an extra session.
Yep.
I'll tell you, I want to throw a quick shout out too to Colorado. The way they played, down a couple of their biggest players offensively.
Oh yeah,
Tad Boyle had his team ready to go.
Well, when doesn't he?
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
You know what I mean?
Solid coach.
It's
very solid.
He simplifies a lot of things, understanding what his roster construction is, how to play, who you're playing against.
51 all. And we've still got almost 9 minutes left. We'll stop and go. Up, threw that one up from the hip. You can get lured into maybe taking some questionable shots and playing too fast when a guy like Okori is playing at a pace that maybe you can't play at. And I get that sense from West Virginia to some extent. Would you concur?
I do. You know, with Okori too, he doesn't outrun his coverage, so to speak. He pushes it when he has to, uses his speed, sets his teammates up, but he forces the defense to have to react, and there he is right there.
He's even banking them in now. I mean, that's, go get it. 53, 51, he's got 28. We may be talking 40 burger before it's over.
Yeah, well, 40-piece.
Yeah.
A side of fries. We don't want any soda because it's got too much sugar. We want to make sure his blood pressure is low. Get you a nice little energy drink.
Maybe some French pastry.
Get a little French pastry. This is going to be a good one, ladies and gentlemen. 8:22 left. Corey just gets, I know, new team, man.
And improved. Rapoli's got it going. Some changes for the good of the UFL. And oh, by the way, how about the changes in the second half by this young man, Ebuka Okori?
But the good players understand how to adjust their games to how the opposing team is defending them. Early on, he settled for some jump shots, didn't make it, but then started to figure out where the gaps and the openings were at, whether that was in transition or a half court. And once a player like that kind of dissects the defense, watch out.
Yeah.
Watch out.
You saw the graphic about the rest of the team for the game. How about in this half, all right? In this half, they have 7 points, 2 out of 9. He has 17, 7 of 10 from the floor. He has been the show. Eagle staff with the floor spread, beautiful. Coming out of the timeout, I'd say head coach Ross Hodge got exactly what he wanted.
Well, Eagle staff, too, has shown that he's not just a shooter. He's put it on the deck. And speaking of shoot, what is that? Huggerwall right there. But I like Eagle staff kind of mixing up his game. That tends to keep the defense honest.
And you're right, because he's a veteran player and had a really tough end of his regular season. This is good to see. And he's really helping Huff out because Huff has been snuffed out in the second half.
See, you tried before. The defender doesn't want to beat off the dribble. You shoot it from deep. Now, a little pump fake, a hesitation gets you to a 15-foot, pull-up.
Honor Huff, who had a great first half, only 2 points on 0 for 4 shooting in the second. Oh, and a banker. Oh, my goodness. Now, you got to call those. Aiden
Cameron is smiling on that. He's smiling. But look, he hit at the lowest point of the backboard, below the square and the point, and still was able to knock it in.
So when those start falling, you start thinking that you're a team of destiny. Eagle staff. Oh. He's as surprised as any it didn't go in. Okori rejected. Great work. What hustle by Huff.
Yeah, Lorient, once again, he's always lurking around on the backside of that to pick up another block.
Yeah. Man, oh man, when the bank is open and it's open from there, young man, go see an ATM machine. It's your night. $59-55, Stanford has taken the lead, and Okori a lot to do with that. A remarkable second half for him. And moments ago, in the huddle, Ross Hodge.
Ross Hodge talking about West Virginia. This is a team that during the course of the year only allowed about 64, 65 points a game, okay? So that's 9th in D1. Get back. Early in the game, we saw West Virginia kind of impose their will defensively, not allowing space, getting up into the ball handler, blocking out really hard when the shot went up. Kind of lacked a little bit of that going into half, and as a result, Stanford has found their way. How about Huff coming out of timeout?
First basket of the second half for him. Now, if Okori scores here, he will be breaking the ACC record for freshmen for 30-point games. Most 30-point games in the history of the ACC for a freshman if he makes a bucket here. Nice work inside. I tell you, this guy's made a major contribution, A.J. Rahosi. 61-57. You know who he'd be passing for that record?
Marvin Bagley.
How about that?
Marvin Bagley Jr.
A great player. I don't know, but I saw him in his prime at D.C.
Really good half-court defense by Stanford. West Virginia trying to figure it out, and Huff could not get that shot up.
Big defensive sequence here for West Virginia.
And momentum totally has shifted the way of the Cardinal. A lot has to do with that gentleman who was just controlling the basketball, Corey.
I tell you what, he's been relentless. Gross has been really strong in there. This is a 24-12 extended run for Stanford, keyed by this man right here, working mano-a-mano on Huff. Nice pass. Saw the cutting Agarwal and delivered the dime.
Patience, persistence. Then he put the pass right where he needed to place it for his teammates. And here we go.
Oh, a pilfer. Oh, yes. Ikuba. 65-57. That gives him 30. Passing Marvin Bagley.
Apropos, right?
Yeah.
You needed your main guy to kind of come up and figure it out. And he's put Stanford right now up 8, kind of put him on his back. Love the fact 5 assists as well.
Many will remember Marvin Bagley, BC Big East version. ACC records for BC belong now in that league. In the Atlantic Coast Conference, he's got more. And think about all the other freshmen that scored 30-plus in that league. Up against the clock, that one almost went down. That could have been, for Gieler, kind of a dagger with 3.5 left. They need buckets now, and a quick foul. Lead has catapulted to 8. Some show. I've enjoyed it, haven't you?
I haven't. There's the basket that cemented his legacy there in the record books.
Woo! And they're making some noise. Percussion section picking up. Just like Abuka Okori picked it up. This young man has been out of sight, Jim. Out of sight.
Well, it's a reason why he talked about it. It's 12 to 13 NBA scouts that are here to kind of get another look at an outstanding young freshman.
I'm looking over there at Kyle Smith, and I'm thinking to myself, okay. I know he's happy. He wants to win the game. This kid's playing great, no doubt about it. Boy, oh boy, what a time to showcase. And by the way, players play, and why? Many times they know they have a chance to get some attention. In the ACC this year, Stanford was on television nationally probably about half a dozen or more times, but they were not necessarily going to be on at a what we'd call prime time. They had some big moments. They had some very good wins. But in this day and age, even with all the games televised, Jim, a lot of guys get lost, even stars. And I would suggest this is one such example.
You know, other than the schools that participated in the fan bases that saw him play because of
That's right.
in the ACC.
Yeah.
A lot of times you do get lost in the shuffle. And that's the beauty of playing in either, March Madness or postseason tournament, is that finally the national audience and the eyes get to be on you.
Well, and another reason why the crown was put together by our bosses, and I think it was a wonderful idea. Among those, Shank Zager and, of course, Jordan Bazan. Jordan, I think, had a great idea. We've got an America starving for more basketball, right? It's Final Four week, but guess what? You don't see any live basketball until Saturday. So what better than live basketball? And you've got 5 big-time programs out of 5 power conferences on display right here with a chance to finish their season and pad their wallets.
And the beauty of it, too, being in one location, you're not flying and crisscrossing the country.
Without a doubt.
Taking care of first class. These young men get a chance to experience another chance to be with their teammates. Huff right there with a tough shot, a beautiful pursuit of contesting that shot. But that's, again, every tournament, you get an idea, you get the right teams involved, it continues to grow. It's to be something very special. It's not too near future, for this, for college basketball.
There have been times this year when West Virginia has struggled to score.
Yes.
This is one such time.
Well, West Virginia is not able to create some opportunities off of their defense.
And that air ball hits the baseline. Still time. 8-point game.
Big time. It's only 3 possessions. But it has to start here because whether you can get the 2 to 3, or you get yourself to the free throw line to stop the clock, and that allows you to set your defense. Huff right now has been in a tough situation. Floyd, I think, could be a catalyst to maybe get Eagle staff a good look.
And a foul spotted. And a quick look at our bracket. Winner of this game will advance to take on the winner of our second game. Try to be a lot of fun, too. Rutgers, very athletic. Creighton, one of the outstanding offensive basketball teams. Oh, by the way, only a couple of teams went into UConn and won at Campbell, Arizona, and this team, Creighton Blue Jays. And there they are, looking to come out for this matchup. A little more than a half hour after our game concludes here. 67-61.
I think this is one of those big-time possessions right here. Walking up on 2 minutes. You got to figure out a way to not allow Stanford to build this lead back up. Oh, beautiful defense to get over the top of that screen.
Off the heel, much needed rebound, and it's collected by Lorient. He had a great first half. Floyd, oh, he missed a bunny. Oh, that could be a good night, Irene moment.
You know, it provided the perfect opportunity. Floyd, the defense was backpedaling. He got his, opponent deep into the painted area and just left that shot short.
Just go up and slam it.
Well, I don't think he could at that time, too.
Yeah. Eagle staff. They need a bucket desperately here. It's a 2-possession game. Eagle staff swatted away. Great work. I tell you, great substitution to get Donovan Young in by Kyle Smith. He's got some hops, and he negated this.
Well, that time, Young wasn't ball watching. He was attentive to where the basketball was at that time and got over it. And that was a huge block right there.
Huff, that's a good find. Nice. Thomas. And Honor Huff, even now, struggling as he has been offensively, doing all the things that you have to get from a veteran player to make a contribution. Well, 67-63.
To your point, Tim, you know this, with West Virginia, everybody knows Huff, okay, yes, you struggle.
Right.
But he still hit that big shot.
No question.
So he still commands a certain amount of attention.
Yep.
And because he's intelligent enough to know I'm not going to force a shot, especially if my teammate is open, because he hasn't done it all evening. So why do it now? That time, defense was set. They kind of shifted towards him, and he was able to find DJ Thomas inside. That's just smart, intelligent basketball.
You think about scorers, guys that are having bad games, but they always have the green light. That is one of the precious aspects of having a green light. You know the opportunity may present itself even after you've had a tough shooting night. How many times has Alex Caravan, by example, of Connecticut, gone 0 for the entire first half, maybe struggled the second half, and then in the last minute and a half, he might nail you or put the game away with a dagger. Happened time and time again. Full court pressure coming. Now they'll back off. So it was token. They'll settle back and play it honestly here. Not looking to foul. Straight up D. Now they go with a lengthy Floyd, and there's some help. Shading over. That one's off the heel, a long rebound, and now you got to think about it. Now you got to think about fouling. And it's a deflection. I think they may have been trying to foul.
Well, I don't know. I think they were trying. Right away, he didn't. And he did get hit. But again, this is here's in the defense of that. The officials haven't called a lot of fouls.
I thought Lorient was going for a foul.
No, he wasn't. Not at that time. So that's when you still have to be strong with the ball.
Yeah.
It's a 2-possession game. If I'm West Virginia, I'm trying to get something really quick.
Yeah.
You know, force Stanford to have to take the ball out and get it in cleanly. Looking for Huff coming off his screen.
Yeah.
Great defense.
Hard to get away.
And Corey.
Yep, he's all over him.
Spacing.
Lorient, he's looking to drive, and he does. Yes, and a foul. The old-fashioned 3 could be coming, and if it does, that will change the last 14-plus seconds.
Well, what a game by Lorient. 13 points. Attacking the closeout. Got hit, fought through the contact. Maintained his concentration, focus. Right there, got hit on the arm. See, now 14.2 seconds left. Lorient is a 75% free throw shooter. So it allows, if he makes this, Stanford has to take it out, and now Mountaineers can set their defense and attempt to go for a steal.
He came over from North Texas with Hodge and his teammate Floyd. This is a big one right here. Missed it. Knocked away. Last touch by the Mountaineers.
Now, but look where the ball is at. Tough place to get the ball in bounds on this side over here. Okay? If I'm West Virginia, I'm trying to force them into catching the ball by the baseline. Easier way to trap. See if you can get a 5-second ball. No, they didn't go trap. No. The trap was supposed to be when Gieler caught it. That's where that initial trap would have been, I think, critical.
Yeah.
And maybe could have forced a turnover. If nothing else, Stanford would have probably called a timeout.
And this young man, Jeremy Dent-Smith, out of Hawthorne, California, by way of Cal State, Dominguez Hills, is an 85% free throw shooter. But no free throws tonight for him. 1-1.
1-1. Smooth. No free throws, no problem. Well, still only a 1-possession game here, so this is another critical free throw to extend this to a 2-possession game.
Yeah, Kyle Smith is going to take the timeout. West Virginia still has 1 remaining, so he wants to talk D, get everything aligned with his guys, regardless of whether the free throw goes. This game tilted from the moment Ebuka Okori took it over, and he did big time.
It's just a matter of time. He plays with a level of maturity about his game, and I tell you what, complimented by an outstanding coach and Kyle Smith, who's allowed Okori to kind of beat him, but at the same time placed an offense and teammates around him.
He was worried. He was really worried about the physicality of the West Virginia defense.
Yes.
He said in their league, Pitt plays a similar style, and that was one of the tough losses Stanford had. Stanford really didn't have much of a chance of getting in the NCAAs, even though they were 500 in the ACC. They had too many bad losses.
Yeah, you know, they had a number of really good quad 1 wins.
They did.
But it's the bad losses that outweigh
3 really bad quad 3 losses.
Yeah, and that's in an era too where in other conferences teams end up winning, like say the MAC. Sure, Miami loses, right. Somebody else gets that bid. You figure it is Miami, so you put yourself in you place yourself in a situation where it's out of your hands.
Right.
In other tournaments late in the season, where a bid is snatched away.
And when you're in the ACC, even after you've had some good quad 1 wins early, you may not have enough opportunities for quad 1s late to make up the bad losses.
Yeah. I think the SEC, Big 12, and the Big 10, you were able to make up.
That's true.
Some tough losses.
This is a big one.
Big.
Oh, he missed it. The door is open. Honor Huff has the ball. It's going up. He got fouled. He got fouled from 3-point range. He'll get 3. He has a chance to take it to OT with 3 free throws. Can you believe it? And he took that shot, Jimmy, with plenty of time left on the clock. Now, granted, he's good enough to induce this by jumping into the defender, and boy did, but he didn't need to. Wow.
Well, this is why.
Wow.
Well, people always say, why don't you foul and prevent, the three-point shot?
And that's why coaches don't. That's why a lot of coaches don't.
No, but here's the thing. With anything, Tim, you have to practice this so you know when to foul.
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't practice it, and then you just go out there and try to execute it, I'm not saying that this was the case on this one, but that's what happens.
And if there's anyone that you wanted to take one shot to get you to an overtime,
It was Huff.
It's Honor Huff.
If you're going to foul, you foul him back here before he crosses half court.
Right.
While he's dribbling.
Exactly.
But I don't know if that was communicated. Whatever was said in the timeout, I don't know if it was fully executed once. Because you're going to give your players, okay, if we make it, we're going to do this. If we miss, we're going to play this defense.
Well, that was not a high basketball IQ defensive play. At the buzzer. Why not go to OT for a second consecutive night? Unbelievable. I know by this time of year you've seen a lot of things, especially this season, but that was bizarre.
Here's the thing, and I say this all the time, in defense of what happened. You're still 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old young men.
Oh, yeah.
That in the heat of the moment, no matter what you say in the timeout, don't foul, don't do this. Make sure in the heat of the moment, things happen. And it happened on that play to Benny Gillen.
That's why we call it madness. No matter the tournament, we call it madness.
It just, in the heat of the moment with pressure, sometimes the mind shuts off and you end up committing a foul when you know you shouldn't. And that allowed West Virginia to go on this 9-1 run in the final 2:24.
That's incredible.
No, it is. It looked like West Virginia was dead to the water.
Yeah.
But like anything, think about this. With UConn against Duke, they're down 19, chopped into it. But you kept it close enough the last 6 to 8 minutes where you got it down to 4 points under 4 minutes. So now you give yourself a chance. That's what West Virginia did.
And by the way, think how the game may have been different had both of those free throws been made earlier. Huff has now made 52 of his last 54 free throws.
Yeah, but those 3 free throws had a little different on it. You know what I mean? That was to either really call your season over or continue to extend it. So we're going to add a little Louisiana spice on top of that, because those free throws meant a little bit more.
They sure did. They sure did. And unlike last night's overtime game, this one far less predictable, particularly in the manner in which they got to OT. A team like Stanford, you're thinking, well, this West Virginia club, mojo meaning a lot. Huff, who was snuffed out for really 18 of the 20 minutes of the second half, gets fouled and was money to hit all 3 with the game and his college career on the line.
And can Stanford kind of refocus that attention, knowing that West Virginia has a little bit more of the momentum as you head into the opening minutes of this overtime period?
Shot clock winding down. There's a trap in the corner. Up against it. And the rebound cleared. You can bet Benny Gieler is going to play a big role in the overtime. The man for whom fouled Huff with 3.5 remaining.
No one more than he wants to win this game and walk out of here and be able to play again on Saturday.
You think?
Nice.
Counted and a foul. Agarwal.
Agarwal right there, able to stay with it. How about it? On the drive, Eagle staff in good position, but first to the jump. It's Agarwal right there.
And right away, a 3-point lead for the Cardinal.
That's how you want to start it if you're Cal Smith. Get a really good defensive stop and you're able to come back and get an and one in that first offensive possession.
Nice pass. What a rejection. Again, and one coming. Big number 55 lumbers down there, and Obi-Oha gives them something to go Obi-Oha-ha about in West, by God, Virginia.
How about the rotation on the backside, the block? Obi-Oha right there, able to stay with it.
Those are his first points since the first half. He looked really good early. Then they made the transition, went a little smaller, and extended their lead. And the big fella, only 56% at the line, converts to tie it at 71. Good cut. Oh, Obi-Oha got his hand in there. And it belongs to West Virginia. There's that defense creeping back in. The Mountaineers' DNA.
And they got a foul too right here.
Sure did.
Yeah.
He got undercut.
Yep. Again, nothing intentional, trying to go for the ball.
That's pretty good playing with 4 fouls, isn't it?
Right here, right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Good call by the official. Hosi. Understanding how important that possession is if they could have kept it in play for Stanford.
Here's Floyd at the strike. Jasper Floyd, part of that team in North Texas.
Well, at this point this, if West Virginia walks out of here with a dub, a big part of it is this is a 67-68% free throw shooting team.
Absolutely.
They're 17 for 18 right now.
Yeah.
So in a game that's going back and forth, and where do you figure you get your offense? Well, you got to the free throw line, and you're above the median right now. You're shooting the ball extremely well, at the free throw line.
Stanford had this one in their hip pocket, but it slipped away.
Too much time was on the clock.
Yeah.
Stop executing, particularly on the defensive end.
Hammond in traffic. A bit of a bailout foul there. Lorient gets his third. We talk so often about the two schools of thought in overtime. Stanford has dominated the half, but not the last 2 minutes of the half. And then now we're in overtime, and the mojo just goes right back over to West Virginia, who was in a position to be up double digits in the first half. Had a lead at the break, and saw it dissipate at the halfway mark of the second. Now we're tied at 73 with 3 and change in the OT. Obi-Oha's size is a problem if he can stay eligible. How about that? From the seat of his pants.
A lot of contact. a lot of contact. Now, I'm surprised the official didn't call it on that one, because that was clearly a lot of contact that knocked Huff off of his shot, but he was still able to focus and concentrate.
Look out. I'm going to huff and puff and blow your house down. Honor Huff. And he's fouled again and won't get to the line.
Well, it could have gone either way. A little push off of Huff. Geeler with the contact. No go, no problem. But then the defense by West Virginia imposing its will right here. An errant pass. Huff in the open court. You know how hard it is to stay in front of him in the open court.
And again, for those of you just joining us on this Thursday night, this game one thing in the quarterfinals has been a lot of fun. How about the performance last night given by Colorado.
Yes.
Hargress put on a show. Barrington Hargress kept his team in it. But in the end, Porter Morsa had too many answers, just a little too much artillery offensively, and Oklahoma kept its run going. They closed out the SEC, winning 5 of the last 7, and then made a tremendous run in the SEC tournament. Knocked out by ACUP and Arkansas in the quarterfinals. And they were the last team left out. They were the first team left out. The NCAA Tournament Selection Committee said as much on Selection Sunday, and they have a sense of purpose. Boy, oh boy, regardless of who they get in the semifinals, if you think about the finals, Oklahoma's going to be a tough out on that side of the bracket because they're so athletically gifted.
Long, athletic.
Huff, by the way, used his communicating skills there to talk that one in. You ever do that when you're playing golf? You ever talk to your ball when it's in flight?
Yeah, but a lot of times the golf ball doesn't seem to listen.
I hear you.
At all.
I hear you.
Because I tell it to go straight, and it really doesn't.
Great cut, great pass. Does not convert. Obioha's got 4, and he just got his 5th.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah, very big. And Hodge knows it, shaking his head. He knew that Obioha was a matchup nightmare late in this game with the size and girth. You're going to have to go the last 2:15 without it.
Cam at that time stayed patient, understanding that Obioha could not really commit to be that aggressive.
So he has 4.
Oh, he has 4.
He has 4.
Okay.
They gave a foul of his earlier to someone else. They made that change.
Okay.
Ethan Cooperson just let me know. So that is, I think Ross initially thought it was his 5th.
Well, we did too. We thought he was saddled with 4.
Yeah,
we did mention it a couple times, but thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, that's why Ethan Cooperson's here. Absolutely the best in the business. 77-75. Down the stretch, 55 needs to be out there. Could set a mean pick like this and let Huff do this.
Yep.
79-75.
That quickness of Huff allowed him to blow by his defender and get some clearance. Long shot there. Stay here.
And have you noticed O'Corey has gone silent?
Well, watch this. It's the in-between game. You have Cam in that time not really wanting to leave the paint.
Until I just said it had gone silent, he answered, got away from Floyd on the inbounds pass, and Ibuka gets the bucket to claw to within 2. That's his first shot in the OT. First shot. After having a record-breaking performance in the second half.
Kind of like the elevator door play, kind of sliding in between, two of your players to get in the opening.
Huff has 9 points in the last 2 minutes and 35 seconds. He only 10 in the first 39 minutes and 57 seconds.
But you know what, though, Tim? That's staying engaged mentally in the game.
Absolutely.
Okay, by not being maybe as effective offensively for West Virginia, but he still was involved in the game. So when it counted at the end, you needed those big free throws, the shot when he was off balance, and now we jinxed him with that.
I'm glad you were talking and not me.
Yeah.
Big rebound by Floyd. And now Stanford's got to stand tall defensively.
Yeah, West Virginia eat into this game clock. You want to pull this shot clock down to about under 10 seconds, preferably around 8, and go into your attack.
2 best players on their respective teams going at it here. Rainbow J not advised. And it hit the baseline, so it does belong to Stanford. Door open for them, trailing by only 3. O'Corey's gone 42 minutes tonight, Jim. Gieler 39, Huff 40. These guys have got some
Don't look tired
stamina.
either.
No.
They don't look tired. That's all.
Oh, Corey, way too strong. Dented the backboard. Loose ball and a quick timeout. As Benny Geeler got that loose ball, enabling Kyle Smith to call the timeout.
Yeah, but also keep in mind, Coach Ross Hodge understands how important that missed rebound is.
Yeah.
Because you're providing another opportunity for Stanford to get a look at a three-point shot or a quick goal.
Showtime for Honor Huff came very, very late in the proceedings. He's just an incredibly gifted competitor with no illusions of grandeur about his career. This is it. You know, he's on to other things.
He's still smiling. Look, he's 1 for 7 here in the second half. But where he's been effective is he's 7 for 7 from.
And 10 of their last 15 points.
Yeah, 10 of their last 15. So including overtime.
You know, if he had
3
to
for 4 from the free throw line.
If he had to miss one free throw, he's probably thinking, okay, we can deal with that one. He couldn't miss those 3 at the end.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He didn't.
Talked about how the game has been officiated, Jim, and at times it's been a little bit of a loose whistle, but I love that. I think these guys, they've only called the fouls when they've been absolutely obvious fouls, usually on drives to the basket.
Be interesting to see what Coach Kyle Smith draws up for Stanford. Is it a quick hitting play to get a quick 2?
Probably includes this guy. Waiting for the pick. Off the curl, Geeler, no, not there. Great work under the glass. West Virginia clears. Lorient on a run out.
But Lori pulled that out.
Yeah,
you pull it out and waste some time off the clock. Unless you're just wide open. Lorient right now, it's a good 75% from the line. Make one of these, you extend this to a 2-possession game.
Floyd, Lorient have played huge roles in this game. 14 points and 6 boards for him.
And a few big-time blocks, though.
Oh, how about that? How about that? That could put it away.
Yeah.
What a remarkable comeback by West Virginia. And Geeler fouls out. And I feel for that young man. I really do. His 4th foul came at the most of inopportune times. Enabled 3 shots to be taken with 3.5 left. And Honor Huff did the honorable thing for his Mountaineers and sent us to overtime. And now, an opportunity for him to really put the dagger in. It's going to be a tough one for Coach Smith and company. They had to fight hard, and really their offense got percolating, Jim, and West Virginia sort of lost their DNA defensively as a result.
But they were able to collect themselves here in overtime.
Huff hit 3 free throws to tie it, and he's got 8 points, Jim, in the overtime. Off the curl, that 3-ball won't go. West Virginia has them saying, that's right, back in Morgantown, West, by God, Virginia lives to play another day. What do you think, partner?
Unpredictability of college basketball in late March.
Yeah, from 8 down from 8 down with 2:30 to go to OT and a win for the Big 12 over the ACC. Let's get you to Mike Hill, Casey Jacobson, LaFonso Ellis in Los Angeles. Business as usual in the postseason, gentlemen.